What's up, everybody? It's currently Tuesday, December 16th, 7:05 p.m. Haven't posted in a couple days. Just been doing some reflection over the past couple days. Really just want to touch base on a couple things. I encourage individuals who are feeling lost in college to take at least a semester off and go soul searching, figure out more about your personality, what strengths you have, what weaknesses you have at the moment, and then, go back to college feeling with much more confidence. Um, I think nowadays, there's people are calling it like a pandemic in terms of, how many pills, medical, medical, uh, psychiatric pills are being distributed to kids or early adults. And personally, I actually support. Um, I think that everyone could benefit from both psychiatric and self-medication. Obviously, there's got to be a balance, and for myself, I'm working on that balance. And we found a lot of things that work. I think that a lot of people are missing out because they don't have the finances to be able to afford a psychiatrist. But I think in the future, these medications are going to become more readily available, and the average citizen will be able to purchase psychiatric meds as well as therapy, as well as self-medication. And I don't think anyone should be shamed for having self-medication because oftentimes it's much cheaper and even more effective than the average psychiatric drug. But that's just my thoughts. I think the price of, big pharma psychiatric meds might be a little extreme, kind of similar to how diabetes, they need insulin, they kind of monopolize the industry, yada, yada, yada. You get the deal. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, I think one thing I want to talk about is just try to be kind to as many people as possible. Try to be gentle. To as many people as possible. If you ever get angry, that's okay. Next day, wake up with a new attitude. Remember, the only disability is having a bad attitude. I've had a bad attitude today multiple times, and that's okay. I don't say I'm far from perfect, but I've made a lot of progress towards what I would view as perfection. But at the same time, I know I have to work each and every day to improve upon myself and critique myself, yada, yada, yada. And then finally, the last thing I want to say is to anyone who's thinking about having kids, please think about what you're doing before you do it. I have friends who are struggling to support their children because they didn't really think about things before they made the decision to, try to have kids if they were even intending on having kids. Kids are expensive. Kids need healthcare in addition to your healthcare. Um, they need a lot of attention. So, um, as well as even, purchasing a home or a really nice car, you don't need a nice car. You don't need a nice home. You don't need kids. Um, What else? You don't need to eat, you don't need to eat three super healthy meals. You can have fast food for one meal every day and still be okay. Um, so I'm getting calls, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not trying to be pessimistic about people who have kids, but I would just say because I think kids are awesome. I think kids, they're the future. I want to be an uncle one day. I'm not sure if I want to have kids. Well, I know I don't want to have kids, at least at this moment. I'm going to keep an open mind because I think I could be a good father at the same time. I want to make sure I'm looking after myself first. Uh, and while I do have a lot of admirable genes, I would not want to pass some of the things that I experienced down to another, generation of individuals. Um, but yeah, I think it's kind of like the best analogy that I can give about life is kind of like in the plane whenever they say, the oxygen mask comes down and you put yours on first. I think a lot of people are almost too giving, and they forget about themselves. I think this is a journey of you and God, or you and the universe. Um, so yeah, I mean, focus on your relationship with the universe or God, and just keep moving forward, keep learning, keep doing what you think is best, and yeah, you'll be in great shape and have lots to appreciate, lots to have gratitude for. That's what I got for you guys today. Sorry for all the beeps. I'm getting blown up. Usually don't get this many text messages, but yeah. Um, have a good one, guys. I'll be posting this tomorrow morning. Got an early morning tomorrow, and I'll be likely not recording tomorrow morning because I'll probably be, trying to get awake. But yeah, peace, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Zoom. And once again, our mission is to have a good, excuse me, our mission is to have a good time all the time. Hit the whip. Peace, guys.